50 pounds a day. 50 pounds a day. Horses poop 50 pounds a day. If you own a horse, care for horses, you're probably really familiar with this fact. If you're a gardener, you might be thinking 50 pounds of fertilizer a day. I want to use that in my garden. Hold on. Before you start dumping horse manure in your garden, let's talk about how to compost horse manure so that you know that it's safe to use in your garden and won't wipe your plants out, because that happens to people sometimes, and we want you to avoid that. Hi, I'm Amy Landers with GardensThatMatter.com, where we help families create beautiful, bountiful gardens together. And maybe you have a horse grazing out in your pasture right now. If you don't have a horse, you probably know someone, a neighbor, or maybe there's a horse farm nearby where they might have a sign, free manure. Now, if you have manure or a source of manure, you're going to want to compost it first. There's 3 big things you need to know as you move into composting your horse manure. The first one is you're going to need to water your compost pile well. I am always surprised at how well horse nuggets, horse apples, dry out in the field or in the barn, especially if they're in bedding. They're going to dry out pretty well. So it's going to take a lot of water to get that pile wet. The best way that I know of to do this is to water the pile well as you build it, and you can build it in a pile, a bin, a pallet bin. Something that's going to let you pile it up is going to get more active, faster composting going. But what you want to make sure you can do is when you enclose it, you want to make sure it's easy to also get it back out. Because what I'm going to recommend is that somewhere between 5 to 15 days later, you're going to turn that pile. This is going to let you see, is it heating up? Are there dry pockets? Are there wet pockets? And you're going to be mixing that material up. So when you go to compost it, you're going to be turning that pile, either unhooking the bin or turning it into a second pallet or just turning the pile over. Basically turning it inside out. All that outer material is going to go to the inside and the inner material will end up on the outside. This lets you mix it and water it to make sure it's got all the moisture it needs to really break down. I was really surprised when I was composting a big pile of horse manure and grass clippings and leaves, just how much water it took. It took, I think, the 3rd time I was turning it for it to really be evenly moist throughout the pile. Now, I have 2 things that you're going to want to think about before you even start building that pile. The first one is dewormer. A lot of horses and cows are treated with dewormer to manage parasite loads. Ivermectin is a common one used, but that dewormer can also affect organisms in your compost pile. So you're going to want to make sure that you're either getting manure from untreated animals, but that's going to be really hard to do. So if you know they have had dewormer recently, you might wait a few days, like don't take the manure that they just got wormed, or take that manure and kind of spread it out in the sun. Take a little section near your compost bin and spread that manure out, maybe turn it. The UV rays from the sun are going to break down the chemical compounds in the dewormer so that they get neutralized. And then gather it up, get it nice and moist, put it back in your compost bin, and you're good to go. Between the UV action of the sun and the hot, active composting process, that's going to break down those dewormers. Most types of dewormers are going to be able to be safely processed that way. Now, the final note I have for you is about a group of chemical compounds that can't be dealt with quite so easily, and that is persistent herbicides. Persistent herbicides can lead to something called killer compost, and you definitely don't want killer compost, right? So what are persistent herbicides and how are you going to avoid them? Persistent herbicides are sometimes used by farmers who are growing hay in horse pastures. They're sometimes used on golf courses and lawns and right-of-ways to kill broad-leaved weeds. Anything that's not a grass is going to be affected by these herbicides. They're persistent herbicides because they are designed to stay in the environment and continue killing those broad-leaved plants for several years. For the farmer, the advantage is they only have to put this persistent herbicide down once, and then they've got several years before they have to do that again. So they're using less chemicals in the long run. For the gardener, If you bring persistent herbicide into your garden, guess what is a broadleafed plant? Beans, tomatoes, peppers, all of these things are affected by these persistent herbicides, and they're affected even when the persistent herbicides have there's just a little of them when they've been diluted. We do not want to compost horse manure that has persistent herbicides in it. So how do you avoid this? You're going to have to do a little bit of research. If it's your horse, you've got to think about where your hay is coming from. Is it sprayed? If it's sprayed, what is it sprayed with? If you're getting this from a friend or a neighbor who has horses, you're going to have to ask them, what kind of hay is your horse eating and where does it come from and what's it sprayed with? And these herbicides are regulated in a way that that information should get passed along with the hay, with the horse manure, but it doesn't always. So you're going to be on the lookout for these 4 chemicals: clopyralid, aminopyralid, aminocyclopyrachlor, and picloram. Now, these 4 chemicals are in hundreds of different retail products, so you may need to do some digging to figure out if this hay, if this manure is safe to use in your compost and use in your garden. Now, what are you going to do if you have manure that you've already been composting or hay that you've fed your horses that you know has been treated with this persistent herbicide? Do you have to throw that manure in the dump? No, you don't have to do that. You can still compost this manure, but you will not want to put it on your garden beds. You could spread it on a cornfield. You could put it on a lawn. It would not kill things in the grass family, right? Grass, corn, onions, garlic. These things would not be affected by the herbicide. And over time, 3, 4, 5 years, that herbicide will break down and eventually broadleafed things will be able to grow in that soil again. But you'll want to manage it carefully and make sure you're not putting it where you want to grow beans and tomatoes and peppers, because all those broadleafed plants are affected and they'll get stunted or wilted or kind of have just not grow well if there is that herbicide in their soil. If you're pretty sure your compost, the manure is clean, but you just want to do a double check, there is a pretty simple test you can do where you plant some beans in the soil with this compost mixed in, where you can compare the results. I'll include a link to that in the description for this video. Now, hopefully your horse manure, your neighbor's horse manure will be safe to use and will become really good organic matter to feed your compost pile, and then in turn it'll feed your soil and feed your plants and then feed you. Do you have more questions about what you can and can't compost, or about composting in general? Well, we've made it easy for you. In the description for this video, you'll find links to our website, gardensthatmatter.com. One of them is going to take you to a spot where you can sign up for the ins and outs of composting. This is a quick reference you can print to make it easy to know what can and can't go in the compost. You can also ask your own question about composting or gardening for me to answer in a future video. Thank you so much for watching today. If you want more garden goodness, be sure to subscribe. And if you know somebody else who's interested in composting, I'd love for you to share this video with them. Until I see you again, happy gardening!